What is up, guys? I am Daps and this is Daps Sports, and I want to take you through a PSA submission today. I've got a bunch of stained glass mosaic here. I'm going to walk you through how I'm going to build this submission. I'm going to be sending all of these cards in on an expedited service. Again, you guys have heard me talk about how expedites are $75 per card. You will be able to see in this video there are different fee structures for different types of submissions. This one today is specific to an expedited service. Check it out. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to the online submission center. You can just search PSA Submission. The first link you see at the top of the page is the one you're going to want to click. Once you get to the online submission center, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click the green start button. After you click that, you're going to click Start New Submission. You're going to select regular or small size cards. In this instance, you might have a jersey card or a thicker card. In your instance, you may pick something different. For the sake of this video, we're gonna be using regular sized cards. For all of these stained glass mosaic, guys, I don't need any type of autograph grading. This is just gonna be a regular submission. So now this is where you're gonna see all of your options. The regular price is gonna be $50 per. We are gonna be clicking Express today. That's the $75 pricing on the right-hand side over here. The max declared value per item is what you anticipate the card to be at a PSA 10. Or if you think that it's only going to PSA 9, you'll declare it at that value. So, for example, Patty Mahomes right here, stained glass, right? If I think that this card is going to be a PSA 10, listen, this is a little difficult to gauge, right? How much is this card worth at a PSA 10? The population count is very, very low in terms of a PSA 10. There's not a lot on eBay. The last time I checked, there wasn't even a PSA 10 on eBay. So the question is, how much is a PSA 10 Patrick Mahomes worth? Again, we'll go back to our last video where I told you guys Luka was selling at $1,500 at a PSA 10 in a stained glass. I think Patrick Mahomes is more valuable than Luka. Where do I come up with that conclusion? His Prism base is worth more than Luka's Prism base. So I'm gonna say this card at a PSA 10, I'm gonna declare it at $2,000. All right, that's what I think that it could potentially be worth. Mainly these declared values are for insurance purposes in case when PSA ships it back to you, or I ship it to PSA and it gets lost in the mail, what was the value of that card, right? So think about it in terms of insurance. Make your best educated guess on whether it's a PSA 10 or it's a PSA 9. I know this is a little tricky, guys, but you kind of have to use common sense and your good judgment to make these calls. After I click the express fee, I'm gonna click next. Let's pretend you're sending in a Patrick Mahomes Prism base, right? You have more cards to reference on eBay for what they're selling at. For example, Patrick Mahomes PSA 10 is selling over $5,000, right? You know now I can declare that card at $5,000. When it comes to certain cards, you're gonna have more of a base. With these stained glasses, unfortunately, we don't have a base to reference, so you kind of have to come up with an educated guess. All right, next up, guys, we're gonna get to step 4, which is item entry. Item entry, you're gonna enter your quantity of cards. I have 3 Patrick Mahomes stained glasses, right? I bought them on eBay for between $350 and $400 each. So I'm gonna enter a quantity of 3. What you're gonna do is you're gonna enter Patrick Mahomes, right? And then you're gonna get a whole bunch of Patrick Mahomes cards show up in the search bar. How do you know which one to enter? Flip your Patrick Mahomes around, and now up in the top left-hand corner, you can see it says number SG1. So after you write Patrick Mahomes in, you're gonna write SG1, and then it's gonna say 2020 Panini Mosaic Stained Glass SG1 Patrick Mahomes. So I'm gonna select a minimum grade of PSA 9. That means if it doesn't PSA 9 or higher, I don't want it in a slab. I don't want Patrick Mahomes in a slab that says PSA 8. I would rather sell it raw. I think that it's more valuable as a raw card than at a PSA 8. I don't want Patrick Mahomes in a PSA 8 slab. There will be a little tutorial about minimum grade if you guys want to check it out. They do use Barry Sanders as your reference. If you have questions about this, please put them in the comments below. After that, you'll click I have read and understand. Close the window. Now I have a quantity of 3 Patty Mahomes with a declared value. Again, guys, we said $2,000 each. A quantity of 3, we're gonna click save. You do not have to click any qualifiers. So now our service level fee is 3 items times $75, $225, all right? And our declared value total is $2,000 per each card, right? Okay, so now we're at a quantity of 3 stained glass Mahomes, guys. We have a minimum grade of 9, and we have a declared value total of $6,000, which was $2,000 per card times 3. That's how they got to that declared value total. Next up, we're gonna have Lamar Jackson, right? So it's gonna be the same process. We're gonna write Lamar Jackson into the text box, followed by SG3. On this one, we had a quantity of 4. We're gonna enter that quantity of 4. On the minimum grade, again, we're gonna do a 9. Now, guys, when it comes to the declared value, we don't know how high the Lamar card can get. I'm gonna use Luka as a reference. Using NBA patterns to reflect the NFL market, this could be a mistake on my end, we're gonna find out, but this is what I'm using to gauge the price of this card. If you were submitting a card that had more of a base reference, such as Prism from 2017 or Prism from 2015, NBA or NFL, you'll have a better idea because you can search eBay and see what people are willing to pay for that card. It's difficult in this case because the cards just dropped about 60 days ago, let's say. We're gonna declare each Lamar Jackson at $1,500. Again, a declared value total of $6,000 on 4 cards as opposed to 3 this time. Now we're at a total of 7 items, $75 per fee. We're at $525 in just PSA submission fees. All right, guys, up next, we got 2 Joe Burrows. The way that this happened, guys, is I paid $260 for this one on eBay. A week later, I open a $45 hanger from Target, and I pull this out of it. So that's not too bad, guys. A combined investment between these two of about, let's say, $305 on both. And again, how do I know how much Joe Burrow is worth? He's a rookie. How do I declare that value? Again, I gotta use guys from the previous year, such as, let's say, Kyler Murray. Where did Kyler Murray's PSA 10 go? How much is he worth, right? A year after he had a pretty good season. Is Joe Burrow gonna have a similar season to Kyler Murray? So with guys who you don't have a reference on eBay or a rookie, you kind of have to use other previous rookies to kind of guesstimate where this card can go. So a Joe Burrow, I'm gonna say PSA 10, somewhere around $1,000, maybe $750. It's not the worst thing to declare it a little higher than you think, just for insurance purposes. We have a quantity of 2 here. We're gonna type in Joe Burrow, 201, minimum grade 9, declared value total, we're gonna go $2,000 for 2 of them. Now we're at 9 items, 75 per, a total of $675 so far, guys. All right, guys, next up is Aaron Rodgers. Again, I was paying around $125 for this card. We're gonna invest $75 per card. It's around a $200 investment per card. We'll see how high this one can go. Aaron Rodgers is balling out of control. So if he's in that MVP discussion, if the Packers are a team to be dealt with in the playoffs, his price is definitely gonna go up over the next couple months. That's why I wanna send these into PSA and have them back. If I can pull a 10, that could be a very lucrative card heading into the playoffs. Guys, on Aaron Rodgers, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. We're gonna type in Aaron Rodgers, and we're gonna type in SG6. Guys, if you were curious, the SG is stained glass, if you didn't figure that out already. Now, with Aaron Rodgers at a PSA 10, I don't know how high he can go. Let's say he's half the value of Luka. That's gonna be $750. Again, that might be too much, but that's where we're gonna declare him at. That's gonna get $1,500, $3,000, $3,750 as our max declared value. Now that brings us to a total of 14 items at $75 each. We're at $1,050 in PSA fees. The final card we're gonna send in for grading on this submission, guys, is obviously the lead favorite for MVP, and I was buying these early. I hope you guys got a couple. I was buying them between $200 and $250. It's obviously Let Russ Cook, Russell Wilson. This card is fucking beautiful. If Russell Wilson is posed to have his first MVP season, I have no reason to believe that Russell Wilson stained glass cannot reach the same price as Luka, who does not have an MVP yet. Hey, listen guys, the NBA Finals ratings almost double the amount of people were watching Sunday Night Football over the NBA Finals. So anybody who's gonna try and sit here and argue with me or make this debate like, oh, basketball has a global market and all this. Football is king, baby. Just remember that. In America, football is king. And I also want you guys to think, when you're buying and selling on eBay, how many times have you bought or sold to somebody outside of the United States? Because I've bought and sold about 300 or 400 items in the last 2 months, let's say, and I have sold to one person outside of the US, and I've bought one Zion PSA 10 from Canada. Besides that, all of my sales and all of the items that I purchased were inside the United States. And inside the United States, NFL is king, baby. Football is king, just remember that. On this one, we got a quantity of 6. We're gonna type in Russell Wilson, SG10, minimum grade 9. We have 6 of those guys, remember. For a declared value of $9,000, we're gonna save. That brings us to a grand total of 20 items at $75 each. I'm spending $1,500 on PSA fees. Guys, this is not a good feeling. I don't enjoy doing this, but again, this goes into the strategy of I believe that all of these cards are going up in value as we get closer to the playoffs. Why? Because they're playoff quarterbacks. They're arguably the best. The only guy who's not in here who I should have bought is Tom Brady. Russ Wilson, I have no reason to believe the Seahawks aren't gonna be in the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers balling out. I have no reason to believe that he's not gonna be in the playoffs. Patty Mahomes just got Le'Veon Bell, another weapon for him. I'm not worried about the Chiefs. They're gonna be just fine. He's gonna be in the playoffs. You got Joe Burrow. I don't love that he's on Cincinnati, but there's plenty of hype around him. I've watched him play. I think he's gonna be just fine. I maybe didn't have to expedite it, but again, I don't think that many people have Mosaic Burrow in a slab available on eBay, so I'll be one of the first to have it. And the last guy is Lamar Jackson that I bought. Baltimore Ravens, they are a very good football team. Harbaugh is a great coach. They're gonna be in the playoffs also. So all of these guys are gonna accrue value over the season, even at a raw card. If I can get 9s on all of these, I'm gonna make money. Every 10 that I get, even if I get 30% 10s on these, which I'm hoping for to get 30% of these cards, come back at a 10. That would be about 6 or 7 out of the 20 cards I'm submitting. I hope to get a PSA 10 on. Even if 1 or 2 of them is a PSA 8 and they don't slab, again guys, can I make the $75 back plus the 13% fee that eBay is gonna hit me with if I sell the card? And the answer is, I believe yes. You gotta look at it like this. Russ Wilson, I invested $200 in the card plus the $75 expedite fee, so I have to make $275 back, plus I gotta make the 13% that eBay is gonna take, right? So that's gonna be $26 plus, let's say, close to another 13, we'll call it 40. I gotta make 315 bucks on the card. Can I sell Russ Wilson for $315 in the playoffs to break even on that card? I think so. And then if any of them 9 or 10, that's gonna be where my profit margin is. So just remember guys, stay up on this.